I don't really hear the speaker.
Welcome everybody. I'm Gary Douglas here for the very next historic milestone in the continuing exciting evolution of Plattsburgh International Airport. Now, I think I just heard an announcement now arriving from London Heathrow. Did I hear that right? Those who know me know that that's my most fervent hope. I had hope today. This is going to continue to evolve. For those of you who were able to join us from lunch, saw the International Arrival Center. And who knows, maybe one day I will stand here in this terminal, and I will hear that the arrival has come from London Heathrow. This is probably going to seem unusual, anything involving air travel in an airport, but I'm going to quote Abraham Lincoln, who was famed for saying, "United we stand." United we do stand here today. We stand with United. United stands with Plattsburgh International Airport and its future. Let me acknowledge some of our guests and officials who are with us here today. We have several of our county legislators. Please hold your applause, and I'll run through the names. Most of them are with us here today. Harry McManus, Bobby Hall, Simon Conroy, Chris Rosenquist, Rob Timmons, Patty Waldron, Mark Henry, and Pete Keenan. Give them a round of applause for this. We also have here from Congresswoman Elise Stefanik's office from her staff, Joel Wood. Joel, thank you for joining us. And please extend thanks to the Congresswoman who, along with Senator Schumer and Senator Gillibrand, have been great helpmates, great supporters of all of this from the start, from the EAS program, without which this would not be happening, federal funding for the airport, approval of U.S. Customs, so please convey our thanks back to her for us. Senator Billy Jones, who you'll hear from in just a bit. Billy doesn't usually stand alone.
Over here with all my friends. And I'm to the right of you, which is...
And I just want to generally thank, because there are a number of them here, many who aren't here, but I want to generally thank all of the members of the North Country Chamber of Commerce who have in the past generously contributed to, and many of whom recently contributed to, once again, the Plattsburgh International Airport Takeoff Fund, which financially supports air service development here and has from the very beginnings almost 11 years ago. So a general thanks to the business community for their continued support and engagement here at the airport. A great journey began in 1995. A lot of young people here, Chris won't remember this. But back in 1995, something happened on this property. A flag came down, our friends from the U.S. Air Force left. We hadn't expected it, we hadn't planned on it. It was a stunning shock when that decision came that the U.S. Air Force would be leaving here rather than growing here as we expected. And we all turned and started to say, well, now what do we do? And certainly part of that is, here are these amazing, enormous aviation assets out here. How are we going to reuse them? Can we reuse them? What's the future going to be for them? Surely there has to be some future for what the nation's taxpayers invested here in the legacy of these facilities. But how do we get to where we think we might be able to get, and how quickly can we get there? Many said it couldn't be done. Some said it shouldn't be done. I was on the park board at the time, and we actually commissioned a study by an internationally known aviation consulting firm in Toronto who came in here and charged a lot of money to, in the end, tell us there's no possibility of doing air service at Plattsburgh. Well, by that time, after the closure of Plattsburgh Air Force Base, we pretty much had enough of people telling us what we could and couldn't do, what we should and shouldn't do, and what was possible and not possible here at Plattsburgh. We had our own vision for this community and how air service development could fit into that. And so we basically said, "Hooey on the experts. We think we can make this work. We know we can make this work. Let's convince the county to see that vision," and they did very quickly. So appreciation to the county legislature, prior legislators, continuing that tradition with the current legislature, who have vision, see what can be done, and are willing to take, as business people do every day, some risk. And that's not common amongst local elected officials in many areas who are very risk averse. Oh, you know, taxpayers might be mad if that doesn't work out. I think it will work out, but what if it doesn't? And this county legislature did then and still now are willing to take well-calculated, well-planned risks to make great things happen here in the North Country. And this is one of several examples of that. And we need to remember that. This wouldn't have happened in many communities like Plattsburgh. And their counties, their local leaders wouldn't have taken that risk that is required to take to do what's been done here. We consciously built, starting then, this community as Montreal's U.S. suburb in a multitude of ways to really wed ourselves economically, culturally, and socially to that great metropolitan city to the north. We saw, and I say we, the Chamber, the business community, the county, and others, saw that Montreal was the last remaining great metropolitan city in North America that did not have a single secondary airport. And I'm not shy about saying, I've said it publicly many times, I have to put a bag over my head when I go to Trudeau. But I've said many times, Trudeau Airport is run by an arrogant monopoly with great political muscle that is never going to allow any other airport in southern Quebec to land a passenger. They have kept St. Hubert Airport from doing it for years, even on a small scale. And so they will never have a secondary airport, and they will keep one from ever developing there. And consequently, they were able to be the second most expensive airport in the world. Toronto is the most expensive airport in the world. So we raised our hands down here and said, well, you don't have any political muscle on this side of the border. We're Montreal's U.S. suburb. Why can't we have Montreal's U.S. airport and have a secondary airport for Montreal here in Plattsburgh? And that was a sea change, because instead of thinking about air service development here in the context of being a Clinton County airport, and that's kind of your market area, so maybe you can fly 1,000 people a year, you start thinking of a larger market area with 3.5 million people in Montreal alone who we know love to travel. And that you can undercut the costs here because you're not going to be the second most expensive airport in the world. You start to have a market area that can build air service for them, and in so doing, attract and build unprecedented air service for people here in the North Country. But we all saw a major destination here in this area, the Adirondacks, the Lake Placid area. The Lake Placid partner is with us here today, who had long hungered for a proximate airport for national and international air access. If you think of how well Lake Placid has managed to do without really having an airport nearby with major air service, yet competing increasingly with resorts all over the world who have that, you understand why they have been, and this hasn't always been seen, but I want to give them credit today, that Roost, in order to have from the very start supported the takeoff fund, and been part of the marketing effort here, and have bet on this as the Lake Placid's airport as well for future development. And that was seen. We saw the opportunity to support national and international sporting events with Orda and Lake Placid. This is now the official airport for the Olympic Children's Games. They're going to be here this next winter. And for the World University Games that will take place in this region in 2023. There will be more things like that now that there's an airport so close to the Lake Placid area that can service those events. We saw a region with major colleges and universities, if you think of the amount of travel that goes in and out of, not just next door to us here, the SUNY Plattsburgh Clinton Community College, to start thinking about Clarkson and St. Lawrence. Universities that far have been supporting the effort here and supported drawing this air service here and intend to use it. And you think of the events and the conferences and the faculty and the speakers and the students and the parents of students and the alumni who come for alumni events. A real market that we'll be able to cultivate. And we saw a large and growing international business community here that was ready to use Plattsburgh International for business travel if we could someday achieve having a major airline brand with jet nonstop aircraft to a major southerly hub that's conducive to national business travel and international connections. And that's why we're so excited by what's been accomplished here today with the launch of United Express service. The county legislature saw that. They began the rapid development of this facility, then leading to kind of the second stage, which is this much expanded terminal and the International Arrivals Center behind us, which will have U.S. Customs presence in the not-too-distant future, able to handle directly arriving international aircraft. Who would have thought that 12 years ago here in the Plattsburgh area? Who would have thought that we'd have this kind of air service here? It's starting to be taken for granted, which becomes kind of a sign of success over time. People start taking for granted. But it bears reminding where we were 12 years ago and how unthinkable it was that some of the things that are happening here now would never happen at an airport in Plattsburgh, New York. We began with low-cost flights to vacation destinations, the Allegiants, the Spirits, Direct Air, because those are the easiest ones to draw in, and they were the risk takers who will test a market like this to reach Montreal, and could prove that this airport could have that kind of market reach, generate sustained numbers over a period of time. And we saw that as one of the pathways to eventually make the successful case to someone like United Express to do what's about to be launched here. So this is the culmination of all of that work that went before by the county and others to develop this facility, to embrace the vision, and then to develop the prior air service, which helped to build the case for now coming with this kind of hub service. I, again, cannot say enough about how fortunate we are to have had successive county legislators who work with the business community, the economic development community, and others to take these giant leaps forward. And with that, it's my pleasure at this point to introduce the chair of the Clinton County Legislature, Harry McManus.
The old saying, you can't get there from here, now we can get anywhere from here. And we're so pleased to be here today. Well, the inaugural flight of the United Express is a very special occasion for the continued growth in Clinton County. These flights represent an evolution for our area, which will allow the traveling public to enjoy enhanced air service for both business and pleasure. I'd like to thank our air service development team for all the work leading up to today. This obviously includes Airport Director Chris Craig, Volair Aviation, as well as Gary and the entire team at the Chamber. And I'd like to just take a hand for them, especially for their takeoff flight. This regional jet service will literally allow our residents to go anywhere in the world. We're excited with our new partnership with United Express and are very pleased that they will continue participating in the special community engagements that we have here. This includes participation in the North Country Honor Flight that will allow veterans from our area to visit war memorials in Washington, D.C. And we thank you very much, and I'd just like to have stories about friends from Clinton County who are taking immediate advantage of these flights. One individual will now be coming back here more often as he has moved to warmer climates. This includes visiting relatives and also attending local events that he had participated in the past and is looking forward to in the future. The second individual has grandchildren in the Virginia, Pennsylvania area, and he has indicated how excited he is to be able to spend more time with his family. Today represents a culmination of that process, and I'm very proud of the fact that past and current legislators have all worked together with this goal in mind. Thank you again for attending today. We wish United Express great success in the Plattsburgh International Airport. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. I just want to acknowledge we also have with us our county clerk, John Zerler. Pleased now to call up the chair of the airport committee, which works so diligently under this gentleman's leadership in making all of the decisions and backing the strategies and supporting Chris Craig and his team, Rodney Brown and all of the others who are involved in the day-to-day operations here, and just does a tremendous job behind the scenes. And he deserves every once in a while an event like this to get some notice for the time and leadership and attention he puts into this mission. Bobby Hall.
Thank you very much. This is an exciting day for Clinton County. I've heard from a number of individuals and businesses that are truly excited about the service of Dulles International Airport on United Express. They are hungry for an airline that will allow easy connections to a number of destinations from Plattsburgh International Airport. Starting today, they will have the service they ask for and deserve. We are fortunate to have tremendous service to warm weather destinations from Plattsburgh, and by our enplanements, those flights are clearly popular in our service area. But we also need reliable service that will allow leisure and business travelers to conveniently fly to a wide range of destinations, both domestically and abroad. United Airlines has a hub at Dulles International and flies to over 70 non-stop destinations from this airport. This will give our region the ability to seamlessly fly from Plattsburgh to multiple destinations instead of having to drive to other airports for the same level of convenience as in the past. By all accounts, the representatives from United Express have been professional and responsive to our team here in Plattsburgh as arrangements were being made for the start of service today. Please know that we will work with you to the fullest extent possible to help you succeed here. For your success is also a success for our community and our airport as well. I also wish to thank all the folks that played a hand in getting us to this point. I have learned that a successful airport depends on contributions by a wide range of professionals, outside and local consultants, and our elected leaders in the county, and our county employees who show up every day for hard work at our airport. Today represents another step forward for Plattsburgh International Airport, and we hope our residents and visitors who use the nurse food service presented by United Express, the airline finds Plattsburgh to be a comfortable home for many years to come. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my airport committee. You've done a fantastic job. Chris Craig, our airport manager, Chamber of Commerce for all the work they've helped us with, and especially the legislators for having the vision to keep going forward. Thank you very much.
One of the things that has quickly become evident is just the degree of enthusiasm, commitment, and collaboration that United Express has in opening a new service like this. They already have been great partners and great to work with. We're going to do great things together. And they're already grasping with us those various targeted elements of what this marketplace is. Part of our message today we want to get out there is for some of our companies and business members, tourism partners around the region, colleges and universities, to get in touch with us, get in touch with Chrissy Kennedy at the Chamber. They'll hook you up with the person that I'm happily about to bring up here to the podium, who will talk with them about how to maximize and ease and encourage their use of this exciting new service for business, tourism, and other purposes. I'm very happy to call up our new friend and partner, Barry Angelos, Sales Manager for the Eastern Region, United Express.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the 19,000 employees of United Airlines, our Express partner employees will be operating the station here. SkyWest employees will be operating the flights for us. We thank you for the kind welcome that you provided us. We're really excited to add Plattsburgh to our route map. Early this year, our president took a lot of grief by announcing that we're going to be expanding our domestic footprint. A lot of the airlines are contracting a bit. We decided we wanted to grow about 7% this year. This fits well within that mantra. We're really excited about this. Think of what we can bring to the people of the Clinton County area, to our neighbors up north, we use Plattsburgh Airport. We're really excited to give you our hub in Washington Dulles Airport, where we have over 70 domestic destinations we serve and nearly 40 international destinations. It's a very significant hub for us. We're looking to continue to grow that. There's been some work around that already this year, and we'll continue into next year and beyond. So it's an exciting time for us. United Airlines is doing some great things. We're looking forward to expanding what we can do for our customers to the folks of the Plattsburgh area. And thank you for having us. It's an exciting day for us. We can't wait for the first flights we'll have. So, thank you.
And the first arrival at Plattsburgh International Airport is early. Yes. Isn't that great? I mean, that's excellent. It's sure better than if it was the opposite. That's a good sign of the service that we're going to have for these folks. So thank you for that. We mentioned the tremendous support we've had from the federal government in the very beginning of this mission in various ways. We also can't say enough about the level of support we get from the state of New York as well, from Governor Cuomo, from our state legislators, Billy Jones, I'm going to bring up here in just a minute, Senator Little, before Billy, certainly Janet Dupree, in delivering the resources and the support that's needed to do these things. Governor Cuomo and the Regional Economic Development Council provided most of the funding for the International Arrivals Facility for U.S. Customs. The governor and the state legislature recently invested $38 million in 11 different capital projects that are underway, including a few here to round out the development and the usefulness and the customer experience here in this terminal. The state has just been an incredible partner, and Billy Jones, during his first term at the State Assembly, has picked up the baton from his predecessor and working with the governor and with Senator Little to continue that great level of support from the state of New York, and our pleasure to welcome Assemblyman Billy Jones.
Thank you, everyone, and just going to go off script here for a minute. I know no politician's ever got in trouble doing that, but I do really want to reiterate what Gary had mentioned before about the county legislature. Past and present boards. I sit across from a lot of communities, a lot of people, government officials, and they will say, you know, what can you do for us? What can you get for us? What can the state do? But you have to, you know, hand it to this county legislature, previous county legislatures, for making that initial investment. And making that initial investment brought the state in to make another investment. So not a lot of communities, not a lot of areas around this state will do that. We'll take the risk, a calculated risk, as Gary had said, but we'll take that risk. So you should be very proud of yourselves, the county legislature, for doing what they did. Because I know you've taken a lot of grief over the years and getting to this stage where we are now, but well-deserved congratulations on everything you've done. And not a lot of counties or communities do that, so my hat's off to you. But we are here today in this beautiful building, and it is a huge step for Plattsburgh and the entire North Country region in making our economy a major success. Seeing this come to fruition in real time is a great victory for all of us. Thanks to the global network of United Airlines, local residents and our neighbors visiting from the north will have access to one of the largest international airports in the country. This new jet service will create endless opportunities to improve the bustling economy of the North Country and will allow customers to reach destinations throughout the world. I commend the Clinton County Legislature, the North Country Chamber of Commerce, Gary, and all the economic partners that have done the work to get us to where we are. Other involved parties, too many to mention, but everyone here put in a partnership and brought us to where we are here today. So you should be all very proud of you. I'm happy that we worked together to bring SkyWest to Plattsburgh, and I look forward to the various benefits of this unique partnership we have built. It's a great public-private partnership, and we can continue to build on that. Everybody should be extremely proud of themselves, and congratulations. Thank you all.
I call on my staff or assistants. We'll put out the ribbon, and we'll ask our folks here to join us up here in the front. And Harry and Barry, I'm going to ask the two of you to jointly take the scissors. Great, scissors. I think I saw the movie those started. And cut the ribbon, symbolically launching United Express service here at Plattsburgh International Airport. With that, for some closing remarks and some indication of some of the things we'll be doing next with some of you, I'm happy to bring up Airport Manager Chris Craig. Chris, just so there he is. And a round of applause for Chris for all of his.
I'll keep this brief. The flight's about a half hour out. exciting for the airport. A long time getting to this point. A lot of effort, as evidenced by the earlier comments. It's an excellent step forward for us, for the airport, for the community, for the region. I want to thank everybody again for coming out today. As far as where to go from here, there's a group of folks that are going to be going out on the ramp, the news media, some other selected officials for the arrival of the first aircraft coming in. We have that list of folks who need the visitor's badge. We'll get that to you. And we'll take you out on the ramp to get set up. For those of you that are not going out on the ramp, we have a wonderful cake over there. We'd like you to stay and take part in the cake cutting. So again, thank you very much, and looking forward to a bright future with the airport and United. Thank you.